Cycles, I don't actually believe in, unless they got two wheels. Okay, so unlike seasonality and trend, cycles are difficult to identify and use. Economists seem to believe they exist. I don't actually like economists or believe in them either, so we don't do cycles. Okay, so wave-like, what they are, or what the economists believe them to be, is wave-like variations in a general level of business activity over a longer period of time. So these geniuses say, well, things will go up and then they'll go down, and then they'll go up again and then they'll go down. And that's pretty much what a cycle is. But we can't tell you how long it's going to be, because I mean for the last 15 to 20 years people have been predicting this recession we're coming into now. So if you keep predicting something, sooner or later you'll be right. So they have an erratic time scale. So even if you know you're in the down part of the cycle, nobody knows, are we on the way down or are we at the bottom? So we don't do anything with cycles in this course. But I had to mention it in case somebody said, did you do cycles? And you can say, yes, very thoroughly. Okay, noise, random variation. So you wouldn't expect your heart rate to be exactly the same time, or our pre-shower weight. Where did that come from? Okay. I weigh myself every morning before my shower, so there you are, now you know. And it doesn't stay the same. Depending on all sorts of things, it can go up and down a lot. Okay, it doesn't stay the same, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there is a downward trend, much as I would like there to be a downward trend. And especially when I was in America, there was a fairly solid upward trend. And there's probably some degree of seasonality as well. Or you wouldn't expect sales in a shop to stay the same every day, or the number of students in a course the same from year to year, which was actually quite interesting because this course is almost exactly the same size as it was last year, which is quite bizarre. You wouldn't expect your petrol consumption to be exactly the same all the time. So this variation just occurs, and my next lecture is a lot about this variation, and it's probably one of the key ideas of this course is that variation is everywhere. And to expect things to stay the same is setting yourself up for misunderstanding when things are different. We can't predict variation, but it's good to be aware that it exists. Well, we can't predict all kinds of variation. In my little YouTube video called something like Why We Need Statistics, Variation, something to do with variation. God, I don't even know the name. But anyway, it's a really good one. It's got William's voice on it too. So, and he does all the drawings. So some variation is indicative of changing circumstances. Like sometimes when things change, it's because things are changing, but sometimes it's just random. And I mean the real sense of random, not, oh, this is really random. So I'm talking about the road toll. You know, in Easter, they're going to give us a little score. Who's winning, the Grim Reaper or us, compared to other Easters? And every Easter, they're going to say, right, by this time last year, blah, blah, blah. But hopefully you all know now, because you understand Poisson distributions, there's a very high variability. That in fact, the mean might not have changed, but just by random occurrence, by chance, you will get a higher value one year than the next year. Than the previous year. But the problem is everybody takes meaning out of these random variations. Because there are 3 more people in my course than last year, I do not think, oh wow, this course is really growing, or whatever. In the same way, because the road toll goes up by 3 or down by 3 or whatever, it doesn't mean anything. You have to look at long-term effects before you can draw any conclusions like that. Now this is one of my big bugbears, and my husband has this idea that one day I'm going to be dying on the road after a car accident going, don't count me in the road toll, it's just a Poisson process. And everybody will think I'm insane.